Yo, what's going on, guys? We're going to be looking at IIPR stock or Innovative Industrial Properties. And this one's actually a REIT. So we're going to be looking at numbers like the core FFO and then comparing it to how much the dividend costs. Because if their dividend is sustainable, because it's yielding 10.12%, that would be awesome because that's an insane yield. And they're at a very attractive price. Like this sucker used to be $250. And unfortunately, now we're sitting at $71. And I forgot that I own some shares in my Weeble portfolio. I own 3 shares at $89. But yeah, let's go ahead and dig into their numbers. And real quick, if you would, I really would appreciate if you hit the like button. I'm a smaller channel just trying to make it out here. So yeah, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at their numbers. So first, the balance sheet. Look at this. They're very low leverage. So they got $2.4 billion of assets with only $443 million of liabilities. And for a REIT, that's super good. So they're very low leverage. But this is the number we want to look at right here. This is also known as the core FFO. And this is the number they pay out the dividend from. So it's $61 million in the most recent quarter. So $61 million, and their dividend actually only cost them $51 million. And as we know, REITs have to follow this 90% rule. So they have to pay out 90% of their taxable income. And they do it in the form of dividends. And so that's also, look, their total debt is $300 million. And if we go to their cash on hand, they have $92 million cash on hand. So honestly, IIPR is in a very good financial spot right now, and their dividend is definitely sustainable. And if we go to their total common shares outstanding, we can actually see if they're diluting the shareholders. So check this out. It's at 28 million. It's only up 0.24% from 1 year ago. So they haven't even been diluting the shareholders. So that's really good. And they haven't needed to because if we go to their assets, they haven't really grown their assets that much. That's why their core FFO has stayed flat from 1 year ago. And they haven't really been affected by interest rates too much because they're very low leverage. They don't have a high amount of debt. So they've almost been resilient from the high interest rates. And their stock price is at an attractive view right now, in my opinion. So check out the actual dividend growth here. Back in 2020, it was $1.17, and now it's at $1.80. Now it's been this for 5 quarters, and to be honest, they don't really need to raise it because they're making $10 million every quarter for themselves, and their dividend is 10.12%. They don't need to raise it. I'm sure every investor is happy with the 10% dividend yield return just in cash every single year. And to be honest, with the extra money they're making, I think they could even raise some capital, acquire some new assets if they find a good deal when interest rates get low, because they have a lot of cash. Remember, $92 million of cash. They can go buy a new property and raise their dividend if they need to, because they're definitely in a spot where they can raise the dividend. And I'm sure the shareholders would love it. But even if they don't, right now a 10% dividend yield, like I said, is amazing. And I just wanted to say this is actually a review of just this stock, not the actual sector. Because if we look at the whole like cannabis sector, like look at Kronos Group, for example. Does anyone know Mo Altria Group? It's a dividend king. They actually own part of this stock. They bought it to get exposure to it. So whenever you buy Mo Altria stock, you're also getting some of this stock. It's a very small amount. But anyway, look how it's done. It's done absolutely, well, terrible. It used to be 25 bucks and now it's basically a penny stock. It has a market cap of $600 million. So I just wanted to say this is just a look at ticker symbol IIPR and their actual financial situation. And in my opinion, it's really good because they have a triple net lease strategy. If you're familiar with Realty Income, they do the exact same thing. And they actually have a very high occupancy rate. We'll go ahead and look at their tenants in a second here, but that's how they're taking a lot of the risks off the table. They have a very high gross margin because of it. Yeah, so check this out. Here we are on the Moomoo app. As we can see, IIPR's gross margin is 92%. And then if we look at their net margin, it's 53%. So they have great margins over there. And all right, guys, so I went to their most recent investor presentation, and I'm going to show you a few slides that I thought were pretty cool and show you some cool stats. Like, look at the number of properties by year. Like in 2018, they were at 11, now 108, and number of tenants by year. Now we're at 30 tenants right now. So yeah, you can pause and read some of these if you want to, but I'm going to go find a couple slides that I think are cool. Oh yeah, so here's some of their actual tenants because that's what's important. That's what's giving them their money, their actual tenants. I don't know if you've ever heard of any of these. Like I haven't. Actually, I've heard of Cresco because Cresco's public. You can invest in them on Weeble if you wanted to. But yeah, 58% I guess of their tenants are public. So that's cool to see. And okay, so look, the year over year AFFO growth. So look at this, 151% compound annual growth rate. That is insane. And they only have a little bit of debt. Like, can we find any information about their debt? Yeah, like look at this. Balance sheet highlights debt overview. So look, they have 300 million due in 2026, and they already have $100 million of cash on hand right now, so they can pay off one third of that if they wanted to. But that debt comes along in 2026, and they were actually graded a triple B plus credit rating since May 2021. So that's really good. This is, a popular REIT is one of the lowest leverage public REITs, just like what I thought. Yeah, I've never seen a REIT such low leverage. They're very safe. The management here is taking a very safe approach, and I love to see it. They don't have a lot of debt and they have a lot of cash on hand. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. Um, oh, here's another one. So it's a leading growing industry. So look at this, the estimated sales forecast on the current status. So the current legalization, it's estimated to be $58 billion in 2030. But if they make it 100% legal, it would be $71 billion. So that's actually crazy if you think about it. That's quite a bit of a difference. But either way, I think they're going to benefit. Right now, there's not a lot of competitors. IIPR doesn't really have any competitors because it's such a regulated industry. So if it gets legal, it's a win-win either way. So yeah, that was the company's investor presentation. I thought it was pretty cool, but I wanted to show you guys the shareholders. For some reason, I thought that BlackRock and Vanguard wouldn't invest in them because of the industry, but nope. BlackRock owns 17.85% and Vanguard owns 15%. They don't actually own it; they just manage it for other people. But anyway, I think it's pretty safe when I see Vanguard and BlackRock also invest in it because, hey, when and State Street, I never mentioned State Street because they're not as popular. But yeah, whatever, whenever the stock price goes down, they lose money, and it's not just retail that's losing money. So yeah. And another cool feature Moomoo has, remember, if you want to download Moomoo, I'd appreciate if you use my affiliate code in the description if you want to download it. I'll show you my portfolio in a second, but you can see the shares held by institutions, and that's the blue line there. As we can see, it's still at a really good price. There's still a lot of institutions owning it. But yeah, if you want to download the Moomoo app, I'd really appreciate if you use my code in the description. Right now, I'm doing a thing on my channel where once I buy a stock in this portfolio, I can never sell it. So if you want to stay updated, make sure you subscribe to my channel. These are the current 4 stocks I own. I bought all these stocks because I think they're going to do insane for the next 5 to 10 years, or well, forever, because I'm never going to sell these stocks. I've deep dived into their financials, and these are all very profitable or soon to be making a lot of money that they can return to the shareholders through stock buybacks, because none of these pay a dividend except for ticker symbol TLTW, which is the US 20-year Treasury bond, which is a steal right now because a lot of people don't know how bonds work. You not only lock in the yield, but you get the capital appreciation too. But now I'm just rambling off. This video was supposed to be about IIPR, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. I'm just a small channel trying to make it out here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button too, and check out my previous 2 videos up here. The one where I talk about all of these stocks right here and why I bought them, because they're all great buying opportunities. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day.